Good afternoon. My name is Alicia Klein, a prevention specialist with the Council on Chemical Abuse. Quickly, the COCA, or the Council on Chemical Abuse, is Berks County's single county authority. So, what that means is that we are responsible for monitoring and administering the public funds that are given towards substance use treatment, intervention, recovery, and prevention. Now, some SCAs, single county authorities, contract out their prevention, but here at COCO, we have an amazing prevention staff. And this week is National Prevention Week. So I thought it would be a good idea to um, kind of highlight the prevention specialists that we have. One specialist each day for the week, just so you can get to know them, learn a little bit more about prevention, and get some ideas, tools, tips that you can do, that anybody can do as far as prevention goes. Prevention is um, providing information and education regarding substance use or drugs of compulsive behaviors like gambling or video gaming, but it's also making sure that our community members have the skills they need to prevent substance use, or they have the skills and the tools they need to reduce the harm in substance use. So today, I am the prevention specialist that we are highlighting. So I will be interviewing myself today, real quick. So I will see you the rest of the week interviewing the prevention specialist that we're highlighting. But so today I'm doing myself. I am Alicia Klein. Um, I've been working at the council now for it'll be 6 years in August. I am born and raised in Reading. I lived in the northeast section of the city until I was about 40 years old. Then I now currently live in Bern Township with my husband. We have been together for 11 years. This was the second relationship for both of us. So I have two children and he has two children. And come June 8th, we will have, well, I guess when my son goes off to college now, we will be empty nesters now. Our youngest son, Cannon, graduates from high school this June from Schuylkill Valley, and he was accepted to the University of the Arts in Philadelphia. So come this August, it'll just be my husband and I, and it's going to be so weird, I think. But I have a very large family. I'm the oldest of five. My dad was the oldest of five. My mom's the oldest of six. So we have lots of aunts, uncles, cousins. Even in like my immediate family, there's about like 20 of us. With my brothers, sisters, nieces, nephews, in-laws, and we kind of do everything together. We love spending time together. We love to give back to our community as much as we can, and we enjoy spending and so much time together. And so COVID was pretty stressful on us not being able to really get together as it has been for everyone. Um, so how did I get to Coca? I did not go back to high school until I was 25. So I was out of high school. I didn't go back to college, excuse me, until I was about 25. So I started at RAC, which was the most amazing experience ever. Reading Area Community College really taught me the skills that I needed in order to be successful at a 4 year institution. And then even I use some of the skills that I learned at RAC, I still use them today. So I started at Reading Area Community College, and then I got my bachelor's at Alvernia University. And then in 2013, I got my master's from St. Joseph's University in Philadelphia. So for most of my career, I worked for children and youth. That's where I spent a lot of my time. I always worked with individuals that had substance use disorder, um, but it took me, I mean, it was more of like, okay, how do they need to stop in order to, keep their children in their home, or to have their children stay in the home. And it did not take me very long to realize that telling somebody to just stop using was not going to work. Um, so I really started to learn about brain development and addiction as a brain disease. After Working there for about 10 years, I decided to take some time off and spend it with my own children, something I really did not get to do as a single mom for most of the time. So I took some time off and got my master's degree. And from there, I went to work for an agency that had a program that worked with mothers that had substance use disorder and children. And it was at that employment that I started to teach like parenting education. I taught at Reading High School for like the pregnant parenting teen program. And I fell in love. I fell in love with being in the classroom. I fell in love with teaching people the skills that they need to enhance their life, to make their lives better. You know, a lot of times at children and youth, you're coming in after something bad has happened. And in prevention, we get to go, you know, ahead of time, right? We get to really provide people with the skills they need to live their life to their fullest. And I enjoy prevention so much. So when the spot came open 6 years ago, I was like, I'm going to apply. And um, fortunately, I was hired, and it has been an amazing time these last 6 years. There has not been a stressful day. I love learning. I love learning about the brain. So a typical day, like pre-COVID, would be me teaching evidence-based programming to seventh graders or eighth graders in different school districts throughout the county, but also providing like single programs, maybe on vaping or alcohol, marijuana use. And I also got the opportunity to design the programs that we use, which I love. I love becoming creative. Like summertime is the best. We get to really be creative during summertime where we go out to playground programs and provide prevention services to like Reading Rec or West Reading or Muhlenberg. So summer is so much fun. But I really do, you know, but even though COVID hit, we did not stop. We kept going. We kept finding new ways to engage the community in much needed prevention services. Much needed so much more now than I think ever before. Okay. Um, I think um so real quick, I just want to provide you with some um, tips like parenting, not so much parenting tips, but if you have children in your life, whether they're your children, grandchildren, or maybe they're your students, or maybe they're your niece or your nephew, I just wanted to share some ideas for people that anybody can do. Because, and I think a lot of times we're doing prevention and we don't really even know that we're doing it. And I think the most important part is that children need to know that they will be disappointing us if they use, right? They need to be clear too. We need to be clear with children in, um, you know, as far as, you know, what will happen if they use. Believe it or not, um, most, um, you know, we parents influence their children more than their friends do. Believe it or not, they do. So it's very important, like spending time with the children in our life, whether it's going to the movies or maybe it's, you know, uh, having dinner together every night. You know, making sure that we're spending time with our children is so important. Um, we also want to make sure that children have healthy ways to manage stress, um, healthy ways to, you know, to combat boredom. I think it's very important to be such a good role model, especially when we're managing our stress, right? You know, we're not telling people in like adults, you know, you can't, you know, drink alcohol or anything like that. However, I think we need to be mindful of the messages we're sending out when we do drink alcohol, if we're drinking in our home. We should never be combining like stress and alcohol together. Children should have healthy ways to, you don't need alcohol to manage stress. um, there are so many other ways that you can manage the stress in your life, and being a good role model in that area is so important. Um, I think, um, too, being able to um, have healthy communication skills with our children is so important, right? They need to know that they can come to you. And this is something that starts, and it's not a one time conversation, okay? Keep that in mind. You know, this is a conversation that's going to grow as your child grows. It is going to be a conversation that is going to probably change too. I mean, um, drug and alcohol, um, the way, trends change a lot. So it's good to, keep up to date on those things. Okay. So anything that you need to know regarding, information or education on, um, substance use disorder, or, how to prevent harm in using, um, you can find on our website, which is www.coca.org, right? Coca Burks, excuse me, cocaburks.org. And you can find all the information that you need there. We have a cute little series called Prevention in Pajamas, which is 10-minute videos that kind of review what I reviewed today and on different topics. So if you're looking for something to do this summer, please, check out our website at cocaburks.org for more information on that. I know we were live, so I don't know if anybody really was watching or kind of had any questions, but if not, I'm going to end on that note to um, please remember that um, substance use disorder affects all of us, okay? Addiction affects everyone, and we need to work together in order to save lives. So tune in tomorrow when we will have our prevention specialist, Sonia Santiago, at noontime tomorrow. And I believe Sonia's going to talk about medication safety with us tomorrow, give us some tips on that. All right. Thank you so much. Have a good day.